Hey, this is George G. Welcome to George G's Room of Rock. How's everyone doing out there today? It's a cold one here in the Northeast. We got 6-degree weather this morning. It's up the whole 20 degrees right now, so it's been cold. So I hope everyone out there is having a start to a nice weekend coming up. Actually, the weekend's here, whenever you're watching this, anyway. All right, so today I'm going to be doing something. I did talk about this a couple weeks ago when I did my albums from the 60s. So I'm going to be doing my 11 favorite albums from each year from 1970 to 1999. At least I gotta stop that. That's an episode each year. So today's gonna be 1970. My 11 favorite albums by this year, and some honorable mentions. So there might be a lot of honorable mentions. Some of them might be a little bit, but that's what we're gonna do today. So I got my 11 albums here. There's a lot of albums that came out, so these are just my favorites. So just remember, that's how we're doing it. All right. So anyway, so my honorable mentions, I'm just going to mention them. I show up, I have them. So my three honorable mentions I have is first one is the first Wishbone Ash, which came out in 1970. It's a really good album. I only have a burnt copy. I don't have the CD, regular CD of it, but I'm gonna get that. But some of these other albums are hard to get on CD. Some more expensive stuff. But the other one was a couple things I'm gonna mention. Honorable mentions is John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. It's got Working Class Hero in this one. It's a good one. That's my honorable mention. Another honorable mention is Blue Cheer, Original Human Being. Again, it's like one of their last ones in the original, not original lineup, but with from that time. So it's a good one too. So anyway, that's my honorable mentions, and then we're gonna go through my 11 favorite ones here. And let me just get my glasses on here, and all that. All right, now. I'll block my paper here because I'm going to read these up the right way. All right. My number 11 is, because they're all from 1970, so that is Atomic Rooster, Death Walks Behind You. This one, a friend of mine, Steve, got me hooked onto this band. And this album is the first one I got. It's really, really got some really good songs on this one. Death Walks Behind You, Vug, Tomorrow's Night, Seven Lonely Streets, and Sleeping for Years. I Can't Take No More, Nobody Else, and we read the name of this one. It's some weird Gershester, something Gershader. It's a strange name, but it's really good. The album's pretty iconic looking cover from some famous painting. But it's pretty heavy, and it's like heavy and like psychedelic at the same time. So that was the 70s. So from 1970, this is a really good one. Next one, my number 10 is Trapeze, Medusa, Glenn Hughes, and oh my god, from Deep Purple. He was in Deep Purple later. And then his Black Cookie Community, and there's so many, his Black Sabbath, so many different things Glenn Hughes has done. And this is got his singing on this one. Mel Galley and Dave Holland from Judas Priest is actually on this one too. And this is another great album. Black Cloud, Jury, Your Love Is Alright, Touch My Life, Seafall, Makes You Want to Cry, and Medusa, the title track, which is a fantastic song, which they redo on his and I think the first Black Country Community album. So. Really good song. Glenn Hughes is a fantastic singer. Can still sing his ass off into this day. But this is a classic one from 1970. So that's why it's on my list here. My number 9 is another one that's a classic, and that is from Grand Funk Railroad. That's Closer to Home. And this one is one of the first ones I got. And this one's got such really tiny ass print, guys. I'm not even gonna read this one, but there we go. Sin's a Good Man's Brother. Aimless Lady. It's so nothing is the same. Mean Mistreater. Get It Together. I Don't Have to Sing the Blues. Hooked on You, Love, and I'm Your Captain, which is their famous one. I'm getting closer to my home. If you know this, I'm not going to sing it, but it's great. It's a really, really strong album. It's got nice. There's the gatefold in this one because it's got the little gatefold and the little CD, which I like. There's the band right there. Great album. This one was like the first one I got after like a couple of best ofs I had by the band. But yeah, Closer to Home. My number 9 for 1970. My number 8 is Sir Lord Baltimore. with Kingdom Come. Great cover. Look at that cover. That's a great cover. And this one, of course, has Kingdom Come. I Got a Woman. Hellhound. Great song, Hellhound. Helium Head. Ain't Got Hung on You. Master Heartache. Hard Rain Falling. Another great one. Lady of Fire. Another great one. Lake Island of Innisfree. And Pumped Up. Pumped Up's another great one. Another band doesn't really get its recognition, being one of the forefathers of hard rock and metal, but this definitely is a great album. Really good. Again, my friend Steve got me into this band too. He knows all these bands in the 70s. This is right up his alley with this episode because he loves all that 70s stuff. So do I, but he really got me into a lot. He can do his own stuff on this. Anyway, that's my number 8. My number 7 is also another one. Maybe you think it's kind of low for this, but this is what I'm doing. My list, and it's Led Zeppelin 3. Another classic, the third album, more acoustic-y on this one. And, of course, this one's got the Evergood song, and, fantastic Evergood song. Out on the Tiles, I love Gallows Pole, Tangerine, That's the Way, and Bronwyn Stomp, and Friends. I mean, such a good song. Celebration Day, just great. It's a classic, Led Zeppelin 3. So, it's got to be on this one for 1970. Absolutely. My number 6 is another one from one of my favorite guitar players, and that is Mountain Climbing. Another great album. Mississippi Queen starts it off. How many bands have covered Mississippi Queen in their time? Come on. Thief of Energy, Western. Never in My Life, another great song. Silver Paper for Yazziker's Farm. To My Friend, The Laird. And Sitting on the Rainbow, another great song. And Boys in the Band, another great one. Such a classic album. It's so short. The Mountain albums are really, these ones are really maybe not even half an hour. They're pretty short, but it's really good. Leslie West was such a great guitar player. I love Leslie West. Love his tone, especially on that album. Number 5 is my version, the American version of this one, because you came out in Europe as very heavy, very humble. Mine is just Uriah Heep with the snake-looking, monster-looking cover. So this is one I have. I don't have the UK version. I have the American version. But this one, Gypsy, Walking in Your Shadow, Come Away Melinda. Bird of Prey is fantastic. So I love Bird of Prey. Dream Air, Real Turned On, I'll Keep You Trying, and Wake Up, Set Your Sights. Uriah Heep, one of the forefathers of heavy metal. Sorry, behind Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. They were in there too. They were very important in the development of the sound of metal, in my opinion. Number 4 is one that is not a hard metal album, but it's one of my favorite ones from the year, and it's one of my favorite bands, and that's the Beatles' Let It Be. This is more like their not hard rock, but their rock album. Because, they did so many things in their time. And this one, of course, The Two of Us, Dig a Pony, Cross the Universe, I'm Your Mind, George Harrison sings that. Dig It, Let It Be, that famous, piano. Excellent song for us. Maggie May, I've Got a Feeling, another great song. One After 909, I love that song. It's one of my favorite ones on here. The Long and Winding Road, For You Blue, another George Harrison song, which is fantastic. And Get Back. So, Beatles, Let It Be, 1970. It's their last album they put out. Maybe the last one they recorded, the last one they put out. So, 1970, that one. Great. All right, that's like 3. That's the top 3 here. And you can't have anything with this. This is like I talked about in my video on this just recently. And I still got crud on here. And that's, of course, the first Black Sabbath album. The start of all heavy metal right there. Again, it's got the title track, The Wizard Behind the Wall of Sleep, N.I.B. This one's got Evil Woman on it. Sleeping Village, The Warning, and, of course, Wicked World. And this is just great bluesy, heavy stuff. At the time, this was the heaviest thing to come out, in my opinion. Definitely some Black Sabbath. Number 2 and number 1. Now, these two could really flip-flop, depending on my mood, but I kind of did this way because I guess with the history of the band I'm listening to more, and that's why I did it this way. But anyway, so my number 2 is another fantastic one, and that's Deep Purple and Rock, another forefathers of metal, and this one's just came after what they were doing in the 60s, totally different than what they did with this album. And of course it's got Speed King, fantastic, Bloodsucker, another heavy one, Child in Time, the famous Child in Time, Flight of the Rat, Into the Fire, another fantastic song. Living Record, I love Hard Loving Man. I love to get intro to that. Great stuff by Richie Blackmore and John Lord with their everything. It's just great. It's just a freaking absolutely fantastic line. Of course, Ian Pace and Roger Glover and Ian Gillan's fantastic voice over the top. So that had to be on there. And of course, number one, 1970. What's it got to be? Me, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. It's just got classic Sonic, of course. War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, my two favorite ones, Love Rat Salad and Fairies Wear Boots. It's just a fantastic album, front to back. This is why it's my number one for 1970. So that is my list. Made it a little quick because, you know, some of these videos get a little long and I want to bore anyone to death with these. But yeah, so that's my list of 1970. So I'm going to do, like I said, next one will be 1971. And then 72. They get harder and harder as the years go on, especially when I start getting into the 80s. Forget it. It's going to be hard to pick the 11 favorites in that. But anyway, that's my one right here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, please leave a comment. And either you like albums or just don't like them or whatever you think. Just keep it nice. And all right, until then, just please like and subscribe if you like what you see and keep rocking metal alive. We'll see you next time.